They say friendships made at university can last a lifetime. For Zainab, Esther, Amina, and Grace, it all began with a simple hello on their first day at the University of Abuja. What started as a brief introduction quickly grew into an unbreakable bond. They attended lectures together, shared jokes, and made memories that would shape their university years. Every lunchtime was spent around the same table. They shared meals, encouraged one another, and dreamed about the successful lives they hoped to build after graduation. When exams became difficult, they studied late into the night. They reminded each other to never give up, believing that as long as they stayed together, they could overcome any challenge. 4 years passed in what felt like the blink of an eye. On graduation day, they celebrated not only their degrees, but also a friendship they believed would last forever. As they stepped into the real world, they made one final promise: to remain loyal, to support one another, and to celebrate each other's success, no matter where life would take them. But life has a way of testing even the strongest friendships. Success would soon visit one of them, and with it came a price none of them expected. That was the moment everything began to change. After graduation, life led each of them down a different path. They all worked hard, chasing the dreams they had shared back at the University of Abuja. But while success came slowly for some, Grace's journey took an unexpected turn. With determination, countless sleepless nights, and unwavering faith, Grace built a thriving business. Before long, she had become one of the youngest and most successful entrepreneurs among her peers. Yet success never changed her heart. She remembered the promise they had made years earlier. To Grace, friendship was more valuable than wealth. She helped Esther start her own business. She paid for Amina's professional training when she couldn't afford it. When Zainab faced difficult times, Grace stood by her side, paying her bills and giving her a place to start again. To the world, they were the perfect example of friendship. 4 friends who had made it through life together. But sometimes, kindness is mistaken for weakness. Gratitude slowly faded, and in its place, something far more dangerous began to grow. As Grace's success continued to grow, so did the distance between her and the friends she once called family. What began as admiration slowly turned into comparison. Comparison became jealousy, and jealousy soon gave birth to resentment. Instead of celebrating Grace's achievements, they began to believe she didn't deserve everything she had. Behind closed doors, Esther, Amina, and Zainab met in secret. They convinced themselves that Grace had forgotten them, even though she had spent years helping them build their own lives. Their envy blinded them to the truth. Consumed by bitterness, they made a terrible decision. They planned to poison Grace during what was supposed to be a friendly gathering. On the evening they invited her out, Grace noticed something unusual. While waiting for the food, she overheard a quiet conversation between 2 of them. Their nervous behavior and whispered words immediately made her suspicious. Instead of drinking what had been served to her, she quietly switched the glass aside and excused herself. Still shaken, Grace reported her suspicions to the authorities. An investigation followed, and the evidence confirmed the plot. The very people she had trusted most were arrested for attempting to end the life of the friend who had always stood by them. The betrayal broke Grace's heart. She wasn't mourning the money or her success. She was mourning the friendship they had built from their very first day at the University of Abuja. Although the pain remained, Grace chose not to let bitterness define her future. She forgave in her heart, focused on her purpose, and continued building the life she had worked so hard to achieve. Years later, Grace found love, got married, and started a happy family. She learned that while success may attract envy, character is what protects your peace. The cost of envy reminds us that true friends celebrate your victories instead of competing with them. Jealousy destroys trust, but gratitude and loyalty build relationships that can last a lifetime. Choose your friends wisely, and if success finds you, never let it change your heart.